Take it away, fellas.
Well, here we go. Second map going to be coming up now. It's Nuke and with NRG and Astralis. I mean, that first map was hard to summarize in a couple of seconds here.
This feels like map 3.
It does feel like map 3, you're right. Exploding up the door. Oh god, Stan is still ready. Just flashed and smoked off. He doesn't care. Gets the kill on Glaive. And they're still on the bomb site, but they are very locked in right now. The bomb plant will help them out a little bit. But let's see what NRG can do with the retake.
There's no flashes for the NRG retake. There is a kit on Stanislaw and a smoke. Where do they put that smoke is the question, because Mini has just been re-blocked off by a smoke of Astralis' own. 2 players staying inside the site. Devices going for a long flank on ladder. And with that smoke and the choke point, NRG has to wait. They have to delay.
Oh, they come out up, but that's a really good entry. And Device, I mean, the flank now doesn't really matter. It's a 1 versus 5. And they're even ready for it. They could actually knife him when he comes up the ladder. Are they going to try and do it? Yes, they will. Tarek! Always ready. That is a great way to get started.
Ready for the content.
Absolutely. He had the GoPro on his head, just, you know.
Yeah, he's not worried whatsoever. He's just shaking off the fact that he just went to 5 overtimes. He's willing to get that extra cash in the second round. He's got $5,100. Beautiful stuff. 1-0 for NRG. A pistol round for them on Nuke.
Man, that is... Well, that's about the best retake you could do. It's not even pressured by the fact that Mini was smoked off. They
threw a smoke of their own to block off door. That's what gave him the entry point. That's what gave him the confidence to go through the smoke before that flank from Device could really come in.
Ooh, wait, they can't see Cirque up here. No, they can't.
Oh my god.
Slight bit of risk taken, a little bit.
Yeah, just a small one.
Oh my god.
Device just swings out the 1-tap with that scope. That's beautiful. He's now got entrance in towards Secret, and NRG, even with better weapons now, the shotgun on Ethan, but they got to come back into this round. Glaive goes down. That's a good start, and you still have Tarek with the AUG, but he's taken out as well. They could not find any of the fights they wanted.
Reese a fair amount of damage on the Sip there, and putting him down to 15 health. Device controlling the vent.
Do they have to save?
They might just have to. Long distance here with the auto shotgun. They've left Dupree back here with the deagle in case anybody makes a mistake. If they forget to check it, a little bit of noise being made there. Ethan now getting close behind the box and the auto shotgun. That's the perfect range for it.
Yeah, you do love to see that. No weapon for him to pick up as well, so he's got to keep it in his hands. And Zipnik's a tough angle for them to deal with. The flashbang's not going to affect him. He does get dropped. Can't land the initial shot. It's Device and Magus with the Kriegs. They've got plenty of flashes if they want to use them.
Yes, they do. That bomb way out in the open. No smoke on it either. It'll be very, very hard to get this done, but somehow they do it. Stanislaw and Breeze to pick up that kill with that round with a double kill each. And NRG, I can't believe they won that round.
That was well done. Very, very well done on the retake, but Astralis, that's an advantage that we weren't seeing them drop last year when they had those.
Yeah, you're right. And they picked up 2 Kriegs on the CT side, and we always love to talk about that. Wow. They buy into this round anyway, Astralis, off the bomb plant.
The bomb plant and the kills that were done, maybe they feel like they can apply some economic pressure. Big risk early on in the economy. There is time to recover from it, but this could put him back an extra round. Door is going to be blown open again. 3 players heading towards ramp room. Device is going to be lurking outside. Tarek again might have some pressure put on him.
Oh my god, the peak there. That is really something. Device in the last round under the yard. Magus this time. And he's so quick to take care of the lower part of the site here. NRG, they had a great retake first and second round. We'll see if they could do it a third round here in a 4-on-5. And again, their economy is not amazing. They might think about quitting this if it doesn't work out really soon. That smoke in itself is an issue. Yeah, they're going to back it off. I don't really blame them.
This is 2 rounds, though. They've got to be worried in the future. Astralis could start leading on this. That's a great shot from Zipnik's, but it's a couple rounds now that Astralis has been able to get into that lower bomb site with an advantage and get the bomb planted before any kind of rebuttal from NRG. So if that's going to be a trend in this first half, NRG's in for a rough time.
Nobody going to find any of these rifles that are left. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a bonus, but you're right. There is something to work with here for Astralis. Winning the third round and making the score 2-1. This is, yeah, it's always hard to reset after a game like that on train. So everyone's got to sort of calm it down a little bit and get back into the swing of things. We'll see what they do, Astralis, with this upcoming round.
This is still a very good buy from the NRG side of things, though. Krieg, they have two M4s. Thanks to the saved weapons. Plenty of utility to work with as well. It's only Tarek who is playing that ramp room who's kind of diminished with the 5-7. Boost it up towards outside. And Stanislaw in secret. Another very quick kill from the Kriegs onto Cirque. And actually Magis pressuring in towards Mini. That's very, very early on. Ethan's got to hold on to this bomb site, but they're not heading here. Tarek has rotated away from ramp, which again is going to give a nice avenue to that lower bomb site. There is one player here.
Oh, and he goes forward with the FAMAS as well. He's letting them come. He is such a crazy player, Stan. I can't believe he just did that. He gets a triple as well. An absolutely world-class play coming out here. How do you have the nerve to do that? How do you not just click the mouse, even if you don't want to?
Maybe it's the FAMAS. He just knows he's like, I have to have a perfect fight for this weapon, and Tarek's going to win the final one. But it's Stanislaw who recovers it. And yeah, you deserve to have a big smile on your face after that one. 3-1 lead.
That is actually one of the coolest plays I've seen so far in the Major. That is, I can't even believe that happened. 9 times out of 10, if that happens, you just take it, especially when you have all those players in front of you, you just go for it.
I guess Astralis might have thought that they pulled that defense away, that they actually had him in the right, and like they completely fooled him. We're going to get into that bomb site almost for free.
Wow.
3-1, and the question for Astralis is if they want to buy here. We've seen them do a couple force buys early in this map in the second and third round. I have to imagine they're going to buy. 4 players have enough money to get the rifles with utility.
Man, I mean, just disregarding everything else, but what a resource in just having Stanislaw being able to come up with kills like that. And he was remarkable on train as well. I'm actually so impressed. 5th round, and Astralis get the wins taken out of their sails very quickly.
Well, they have a chance to get it right back in. They have a pretty strong buy, all things considered, in fighting in the flames. Is Stanislaw on a spam battle through the vent. Zipnix is going to win that. Ethan's still on top of the hut. They still have hold of the inner bomb site, and Cirque far back has eyes on outside.
Breeze trying to go for a bit of an advanced play. Inside of the smoke and on the other side of the hut. Could be one of those plays that, again, you just don't expect if you're going to go and recheck this.
And more patience again from Astralis off the back of an opening kill. And Magis, he's not going to spam that, but he does check it. The smoke is going to clear. This is awkward, Breeze. He's waiting. Magis doesn't consider it whatsoever once the smoke fades. He thought he would have seen someone earlier, and now it's just going from, it's getting worse. Glaive has to be very careful because Ethan is ready for this play.
Yes, he is. Thinking about it right here. Glaive on the other side with the AK. 50 seconds on the clock. Still plenty of time, but they are a man down.
They know he's in here. Dupree's actually creeping in from the other side as well. If it wasn't Glaive, it was going to be someone else. But Cirque and Breeze still alive, still defending the inner bomb site. Tarek coming up with a flank. 40 seconds. And Glaive, there's a timer on this. Can Tarek spot him as he comes out? Can he just get around in towards cover? And oh no, Tarek does spot him. So the alarm bells have sounded.
What do they do now? Well, they try and go downstairs instead. Sip's low on health, so all they can really do is try and put down the bomb and then hope that something works out. They are going to be able to get the bomb plant, I think. No one can really stop that, so quick move here from Astralis. Really quick decision, and Sip, that was all he had to do. Now it's up to Glaive to try and see if he could maybe finish this 1 versus 3, and they are going to double up on him. Nicely played from NRG. Will give them a 4th round.
Well, they've had a couple retakes in here that have looked solid, so even despite the fact that Astralis has been able to get the bomb planted in the lower site, what, 3 times now in the early stages of this game?
Yeah.
It hasn't really caused too much of a problem. NRG's got money. It's not beautiful. It's not building as quickly as they'd like, but this should be a respite from these force buys. I think Astralis has done enough early on to apply the pressure, and it hasn't worked out the way they wanted, and it's admirable they've been able to even keep it up this long, 6 or 5 rounds straight. But now you got to sit back with some pistols and just try and do some damage. These rounds, though, last year, if you look at when Astralis had that crazy run on Nuke when they were the best team in the world, these are rounds on Nuke that they could win. Basically, it felt like whenever they wanted.
Yeah, I agree. Quite the same feeling you're getting at the moment. Have upgraded some pistols. Was a gap in the smoke, but they made their way past. Stanislaw going to be getting that kill. Looking for a quick double just to make it better. Why not a triple if you can? 1 more bullet would have been a quad. But still, I don't know. He seems to be fighting his way out of just whatever kind of test you put in front of him right now. He's got some sort of solution.
Yeah, he's answered the call a couple times. That was a very, very good hold down in secret. Glaive, very low, 26 HP. Zipnik's waiting outside of midi. But with only a CZ, it's going to be tough to create something with just this. Going for the flank. Going for heaven. And at the moment, there's no one watching for that. Breeze and Ethan are very much covered together. If he does go up that ladder, he could find a chance.
Cirque, good awareness. And Sip just caught. Now it's all on Glaive. Do a little bit of economic damage if possible, but it won't be. NRG much forward here. That would, I mean, I don't know if it would really catch people completely off guard. We said Astralis really, you know, this isn't the Astralis of last year necessarily, but still, if they take them down in 2-0 fashion, that would really be something, wouldn't it?
That would be, yeah, that would be something very, very cool for NRG to have, especially securing their place in the top 8 in the playoffs would be phenomenal. Now, this is basically a mirror of the last time they played in a series at Pro League. As I mentioned, Train was the first map. It was won by NRG. Now it was on Nuke. It was a dominant victory for Astralis. This is starting out a little different with some advantages towards NRG.
Device shooting through the windows. That's something we don't get to see nearly enough. Some throwback to a very long time ago.
The good old days, as they call them. Cirque had over 50 kills on the previous map, and he is going to ride that momentum into some aggression here in Squeaky Door.
Pushing Squeaky Door while scoped up. That's pretty bold. I do like it.
Ethan and Stanislaw outside. Ethan is going to get chunked down to 46. Stanislaw is still here, and Cirque is waiting for his moment. Zipnik's never expected it whatsoever.
Yeah, that is not an angle you're going to be guessing. And now he's feeling really good about this.
And he's rotated downstairs. He's the first player, Cirque. He's been very mobile with his AWP. Tarek is down here as well. But actually, Astralis haven't chosen where they want to attack, and with no eyes outside, they have a lot of space to work with. They can get very, very close to heaven. Tarek is coming back up now.
Yeah, but the question is, are they going to have enough time left? They're getting close, but once we get to the actual execution phase here, they need to get in and get the bomb plant down very, very fast. 27 seconds now.
Ethan's watching from the upper bomb site also.
Yeah, he knows. He's got the right idea. Turning around to look for Mini a little bit. Now they definitely know what's coming. 19 seconds on the clock. Tarek going to be picking up Magisk. That's a good part of the first defense here. A smoke to buy a bit of time. And Ethan, great kill and a beautiful follow-up. A double for him. He had the right read all along.
Yeah, no mistakes from NRG in the mid portion of that round. After the pick from Cirque, it was like, all right, everyone just wait. We'll see what's happening. And very good communication. You can sometimes kind of lose track of how quickly or when someone can go up the heaven and it kind of wrap around that upper bomb site. But NRG was prepared for everything all along the way. So good communication on who's watching what. And very nice handling of the situation once contact was made.
6-1 at the moment. And things are starting to look real good at the moment for NRG. A bit of a rush with the pistols towards the ramp room. Tarek, ooh, a crouch at the end. Magisk loves to do those, I've noticed. Sip will get a quick return. Breeze going to be showing up, not too scared to take the fight, and he's got backup with him as well.
Nice job from Breeze, yeah, controlling that very well. And these Kriegs, I mean, once they rotate over, they get involved in the action super quickly. No space for the Astralis guys to work with. No chance to build up multi-kills to try and turn the round. And another huge lead early on. Now, we do have to say, they had this on Train as well. And there was that moment where Astralis kind of figured things out, came back into it. It was 10-5 lead at half going into the second half of Train in the favor of NRG, and it still went to 5 overtime. So if you're NRG, yeah, you know, holler and cheer and everything and get loud while you're winning, but just be prepared. There is going to be a run, and there is going to be a moment where you're going to have to fight to keep winning rounds.
Yeah, that's, I mean, hopefully something they can remind themselves of, because if that catches you off guard, then, yeah, it could get really rough. Bit of a tech issue, I believe, sorting it out, as the scoreline is 7-1. Man, NRG are suddenly, I can't actually wait for the next NRG game. I can't wait for the next one to come around.
I mean, if they win this, you're gonna have to wait like a week. It's gonna be a minute.
Well, then I don't know. I'll go back and watch this one and just enjoy that for a minute.
Moments. relive all the excitement.
There's been so much fun. I think it's just the sort of even flow, and even, I mean, between the two people that had a more difficult time on that first map, Tarek and Ethan. It's not like we have no expectation that they can't do better than that. Right? We know they can.
Yeah.
So it's like you could even see a slightly different version where it's different players coming into play, but that was, yeah, it was real enjoyable. Slowly waiting.
Yeah, players are rejoining the server.
Sonic thinking about, I don't know what he's thinking about. The future, life itself, meaning of life.
He does have like a very dead, lifeless stare.
What is reality made of?
That's something, he's got something deep going on in there.
Could be maybe.
Think he's thinking about cheeseburgers?
I don't know.
That's usually what I'm thinking about.
Now I'm thinking about cheeseburgers. Man.
You had a cheeseburger last night. Was it any good?
The one at the hotel? Yeah. Not really. I'll be honest. I'll tell you what. Here's what happened. They made me a cheeseburger where the cheese was like shredded mozzarella and cheddar. Who puts shredded cheese in a cheeseburger?
Well, you know, sometimes I have in the past when, you know, times get tough.
When you were in college or something, right? Like that's different.
No, but sometimes you just don't have sliced cheese, but you do have shredded cheese.
Yeah, but
I think
you're at a hotel
it's
kitchen.
surfaceable. That's fair. Point.
I'm not saying, listen, it's cheese, right? But I'm just saying that it's weird, you know?
Okay. I think that's a fair point. We'll give you that one. Here we are, round number 9 going live after the tech timeout. Cirque in the flames, gonna be forced in. Oh, and that is actually just, Xyp9x just sidesteps at the perfect moment. So they go 1 for 1. Cirque had picked him off previously, getting aggressive in towards Squeaky Door, and another 4-on-5 that NRG have to try and recover from.
Yeah, losing Cirque in the first couple of seconds of the round. Now they're going to go towards the ramp room, and that seems to be a pretty good idea. Oh, Tarek, he's almost over-peaking that. You could tell from the speed that he had that he wasn't really thinking about that. The Breeze, though, will get a kill back on Glaive. Now they're down at the B bomb site, but they've been here so many times with a bomb plant, and sometimes even with a man advantage, and NRG just have a way to get back into the rounds. They don't check the corner, and Device goes down before he gets the bomb plant. Meg is next to drop. Ethan playing this position so incredibly well. Zip in a 1 versus 4. Astralis, they get what they want, but they just can't complete the rounds.
Yeah, they got what they wanted. They just didn't like what came afterwards. Stanislaw just waiting. And Xyp9x has picked up the bomb, but he's got nowhere to go. There's no escape route to that upper bomb site. They try and work his way around 37 seconds. Good win for Xyp9x. 3 kills. The clutch minister would have to get an ace clutch to get Astralis their second, and Breeze is going to oblige him. He just walks out into the open. They're gifting him these, and Xyp9x might just do it again. Spots the shoulder. That's a huge win! That's what they needed, and Xyp9x is the one to deliver it again and again and again.
I can't even believe it. How is it possible? I mean, they did go way too aggressive, didn't they, at the end?
Everything was played so well up to that point. I don't know what the communication was.
The clutch minister, you said it, and maybe he heard. Maybe someone we knew.
It's just so insane, the consistency of his ability to do that.
I do like the throwback as well. Listen, I will pick Freiburg for future, you know, show matches. I'm just saying. I saw him tweeting.
It is the way every time someone says again and again, Freiburg just pops into my head. It's just like this smiling face of Freiburg.
Oh, well, 7-2. This, I don't even know. This is very smart. What a smart angle to take against Stanislaw. The last 2 players here for NRG. That seems is that just like the?
I don't know, because I feel bad. Like that should be like an epic clutch for Xyp9x, but then like it just like it fades when they make those decisions, when they're just walking into like the narrow choke point. He hadn't even planted the bomb. There's 25 seconds left on the clock.
But maybe that is kind of like, you know, like if you have like cabin fever or something, if you stay too long in the woods on your own. Maybe it's like if you are in a clutch against Xyp9x, the madness just, you know, hits you at some point. You're like, oh god, like we've got to do something. Like,
yeah, we can't just sit here.
If we just wait, he's gonna win the round. So like, you know, what if we try and knife him right away? Like,
it's so crazy. Glaive behind the wall of smokes, very quiet.
The Xyp9x madness just infecting people.
Listen, Cirque would love to have this kill. Good shoulder peek, but Tarek's gonna be the one under the most pressure.
Oh, Glaive.
That's bold. Yeah,
hoping maybe for a repeak after the fact, but not really going to get it. Grenades come out. Tarek immediately escaping. You can shoot through the floor of the where Sip is standing right there.
You can indeed. Well, Tarek's been put under so much pressure and going to be called upon again. So is Cirque. He finally does get that kill on the Glaive, and Tarek's still alive. He can hear the footsteps over him. They have no idea he's here. They haven't cleared this at all. There's Zipnix. He does check it. Can't win the fight. And now Tarek's got Stanislaw. Almost takes his head off. And it's a hectic round for NRG, but they come out on top of it. 8-2. Back to the winning ways. And so quickly the clutch from Zipnix gets wiped from their memory.
It does. That's a perfect way to get over that, isn't it? And they look excited as well. Not so much Dupree, but on the other team, you could see them laughing, having a pretty good time. It is great to see NRG at this level of play. Stanislaw leading the charge with 14-4. This is exactly the kind of captain you want, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, and in some of those rounds he had early on, remember, they might have lost a couple of rounds earlier. This could be a different half if Stanislaw hadn't stepped up in some of those all-important situations.
Dupree having a really rough game this time around. On the other hand, I think he's 0-9, so that's also a little bit unfortunate. Tarek with a couple of kills, and Dupree alone with the Deagle. I don't know what you do at this point in time.
Ooh, it's awkward as the smoke fades. There's the headshot for Dupree, but from behind, there's the spam through the wall. That probably makes you happy.
Yeah, that's really good. People don't do that enough. On Nuke especially, there are so many opportunities. All right. Someone had a really good howl there.
Really good woo.
Good woo, a little war cry.
Woo!
I feel like that's more of an American thing. I don't know why.
The woos?
Yeah.
It does feel very like sorority girl type, doesn't it?
There is a little bit of that. That's sort of what I was thinking about. But yeah, 9-2 as we move into round number 12, and NRG just continuing to school Astralis here on how to play the CT side on Nuke. And you did remind us earlier, got to be careful about not getting too hyped up, just in case they go for some sort of crazy comeback. But again, it is looking great for the NRG team.
No, but this is also similar to the game that we saw Astralis win against G2. Remember that first half was very close, and it was actually dominant for a certain stretch in the favor of G2, and Astralis, just as we know, claws back and hit their critical mass. I think it's going to be tougher to do against NRG, especially with the way they're playing at the moment. These smokes allow so much different variety.
Look at the lobby push that's coming in. Double lobby push. Sip really, really far back. Doesn't want to get caught at all, but they're going to leave Breeze. Tarek and Cirque are going to be falling back, and now they're right in front of Stanislaw, and he's going to be delivering one more time. Now 15 kills. Oh, he's not going to get one more. Dupree will take him down, and he drops right afterwards. Sip is out here, and he somehow heard that on Breeze. It must, yeah, so that was the kill. Really, really good job. It's 3 on 3.
It's a lot of time eaten off the clock. 40 seconds left in the round. The bomb is dropped outside. Magisk has just picked it up. And all three of them, it look like, want to go towards Secret. And with this aggression in lobby, Cirque and Tarek both posted up here. Tarek's actually going to go for the outside flank. No one has dropped down just yet. Ethan might want to be the one to do that, right next to the vents.
20 seconds. Astralis have 2 smokes and a Molotov, and now they're going to be holding the vents as well. They have tried for this bomb plant so many times here at the B bomb site, and they've got it a lot, and they just have not been able to hold the bomb site. This time, it does seem doable. Bomb goes down, and now it's a 3-on-3 here for the retake. Coming in from the ramp is Cirque and Ethan and Tarek on the other side. Grenade to set that one up. Device nearly eating it, but he's going to get the kill with the AWP, not expecting a second player. And now Ethan showing up. The spray, he must win this fight, otherwise Cirque is alone retaking with the AWP. Another attempt, but Megas is playing with him, and now Cirque down on the low ground. And he's going to tap the bomb and try and see if he can do it. Ethan is dead. Cirque turning around, an unbelievable kill. And now he's holding it in, waiting for it. He comes off the bomb, and Sip is on the other side looking to add another clutch to his ridiculous career already. And he's going to get it, of course, the triple. Every single time, it seems.
He needs nerfing. He's just so strong. Even the jump across, you know, because you've seen it a number of times on train. Cirque likes to hit that defuse button, scope in, and if you're Zipnix, you call that bluff all day long. Like that's so hard if you're an opper, especially to hold your nerve on that defuse in that situation. 2 massive clutches for Zipnix in this game so far, and it feels like those are the only 2 things keeping Astralis in the map.
Yeah, well, that's I mean, you frame it like that, and suddenly the clutches, you know, I mean, they're great, and obviously more evidence that Sip might not actually be human, but still, at the end of the day, it is still NRG doing a much better job at the moment, and Stanislaw again at it with the early kills. Cirque out here, scoped up and ready in case someone was going to show up. Man, this game.
Ethan has that shotgun, so his positioning is going to be so important. He's currently at the upper bomb site, right behind these Tetris boxes. An easy one for Cirque normally, especially after some of the shots we've seen him hit. But he just falls back to a new position to watch for the cross. Relatively safe angle as well. There are smokes on the Astralis side of things, 4 of them, so they can actually block this off if they want to be very fundamental about it. And there's the smoke. Cirque is being denied information and denied a clean shot.
They're ready for Mini at least if they want to try and go through it. They're walking. Oh, no. I mean, the window, sure, but feels like he could have easily got that kill. 40 seconds now, and I mean, that's gonna. They're still running out of time here.
Here's the problem with that shotgun in the upper bomb site. It's the only thing there. Excuse me, Breezy's up in the rafters as well, so he's got to watch heaven, but that's a very weak weapon to guard against these inner hits. It's going to be tough to make that work. And NRG is basically just called for a turtle strategy.
Yeah,
they know the control of most of the map is to Astralis.
But with the time that's left, 20 seconds, Tarek, if he gets this kill on device, that's huge. Now they need to get the bomb plant down very, very quickly. Sip comes in, Tarek with an unbelievable quad or double kill there. There's the triple. Almost was prophetic for a second there. Mega's now going to be in a 1 versus 4, and he tries to put the bomb down just for the money at least. It's not even going to happen. NRG win the round 10-3. Just that deep position for Tarek when there's that little time left. It's just panic mode, isn't it, when somebody goes down?
And an odd this time that Astralis just kind of gets to that lower bomb site and just assumes no one's going to be there. Just the door open with utility in hand. So mental focus seemingly slipping from Astralis, which is an issue that you wouldn't normally give to them. You wouldn't normally, put that label on Astralis after the run they had last year, but some small mistakes here and there. Device 3 kills, Dupree 2 kills. Not a whole lot of production in the fragging department to overcome those mistakes.
Setting up with the flashbangs all over the place. Dupree diving. Oh, well, dying down the vents.
Yeah, nice attempt.
Diving, dying, that's close to the same. Sounds similar, but results are way different.
Again, Zipnix is caught with a flashbang in his hands. Tarek is going to be tested one more time, but he's got Stanislaw here, and that smoke actually scares Astralis away. And now I don't think Glaive and Zipnix have the only smoke, so Cirque outside could have a shooting gallery. There's the first. Takes off the head of Magus, not prepared for Device to be so close, and he's equally unprepared for Tarek with the fast trade. And that is the signal. They say that's the ramp player who's rotated. They never saw Stanislaw. NRG just 1 step ahead on the rotations.
Yeah, they really are. They're playing a beautiful game right now, and they seem to be, quite frankly, overpowering Astralis here in the first half of Nuke. And 3 rounds. Again, this isn't really old Nuke. I mean, sure, there are team differences, all the rest of it, but I think Astralis, I would say 5 rounds is like the bare minimum, and obviously that's kind of out of the picture right now as NRG are a kill away from getting 11. So there it is, Ethan hunting him down. Team Ace coming up here for NRG. As we go just a bit further here into the 15th round. I like it. How long can they go on for with that ooh?
We should test it one day. It's Tarek, he'll do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See if we could, maybe he could get like the Guinness Book of World Records. Maybe he could get like the longest woo of all time.
Well, maybe he'd want to like loop it so he could do one. Ooh, didn't look great. Maybe he'd want to loop it so he could do like one of those YouTube videos that's like 1 hour of Tarek wooing.
If you did like a good powerful one, what about if you have it as your ringtone or like your SMS, like your text thing? That'd be annoying.
Yeah, that really would be. Ethan inside the bomb site. All of his teammates are out of the fight for the moment. Molotov and flashbang, but they're handling it pretty well. Now they can start to get the wide angles, and now the rest of Astralis has to come through this smoke to their death. Triple kill for Cirque in a 12-3 dominant defensive half from NRG. Once again, a first half lead going into the break. When we return, we'll see if Astralis can take us to a 3rd map.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got NRG and Astralis here. Second map, second half. And so far, it has been, I don't know, it's been all NRG. Astralis haven't had much to say. They've had a lot of bomb plants in the B-bomb side.
They did get a lot of bomb plants early on, but again, it just, you have two Xyp9x clutches, a 1 versus 3, that was also an ace, and then I believe the other one was a 1 versus 2. So, I mean, those are the things that have gotten you the majority of your rounds. So, I mean, if you're Astralis, you're not looking at a whole lot of positives.
Wait, were all of the rounds Xyp9x clutches? I think the last one might be as well. Can someone remind us?
I think the second two were Xyp9x clutches. The first one might have been as well.
Okay, so 66% of the rounds they have are
at least
Xyp9x clutches. That's not a viable strategy. He's pretty good, but that's too much to ask for.
It really is. Well, I mean, they were facing these dire situations, an almost insurmountable first half score on Train as well. Remember, they came back from 5 to 10 on their T side of Train. Did end up losing in overtime, but they are going to be resilient. Device just took a little bit of damage until that last bullet, and that's the one that'll piss you off.
I think he fell down and took even more damage. Sip retreating, getting hunted by the Glocks. It is an emergency. He's going to blow out the glass, no problem. No more old squabbles about that. Oh, Sip actually getting the headshot there as he's falling back. That was really close, wasn't it?
There's only so long you can chase Xyp9x down like that before he's going to get the upper hand. Magisk as well adds one more onto it. Stanislav needs that kill, and he's got it. 2 on 2. Xyp9x, though, double kill and still alive. He just goes down. It's dupreeh. So far away. He's had 2 kills in this map so far, and he's going to find a perfect position, and Stanislav has delivered all game long, 22 and 6. The final headshot to seal it. A 10-round lead for NRG.
Mad laughter going on in the background. People losing their minds. I don't really blame them.
I think that was a Cert giggle, which is why it was so funny to see him get all hyped up on Train like that, because that is what he sounds like when he giggles.
I mean, listen, it's fine. Giggle, scream, whatever it is. Just as long as you keep doing this, it's fine. 13 to 3. Stanislav just shutting them down.
Well, I mean, he's shown Glaive Glaive has always got that reputation as well as one of like the top fragging in-game leaders, and now Stanislav's here as well to challenge for the crown.
Can somebody do this? Because I actually think he sort of has the face for it. If somebody could just get that screenshot of Stan's face and then put the Judge Dredd helmet on top of him, that would make me super happy. I bet he'd look close-ish. Close enough.
That wouldn't be bad, actually. I think you're right. That could actually be pretty cool. But then you'd have to teach him the lines, or have him say the lines. It's easy enough.
Listen, if Stallone can do the acting for it, Stan can too. We'll figure that out.
Don't ever diss my man Stallone.
I actually love him. I think he's great. I felt bad immediately.
Here we are.
13 to 3.
Yeah, investment from Astralis as well, which is understandable considering their current predicament. Scout, 2 shotguns, a deagle, and a UMP. No utility except for the 1 smoke on dupreeh.
Double max 7. Why not? Desperate times, I suppose. Normal smokes outside. A little bit further up than maybe you sometimes see. Glaive successful at one of those hits against Stan, but didn't really care that much. Waiting on the other side. And now they're sneaking past into the garage, and Glaive making a lot of noise, so they can hear him stepping. I mean, they definitely know where he is right now. Magus going down to Cirque with the Mac 10. And that makes it 4 on 5. And Glaive just hoping that the timing is going to be working out in his favor. It slightly does as he gets the kill on Tarek. That is very helpful.
Stanislav outside, and he feels very boxed in. He's looking towards Secret. Now he's going to try and catch someone off guard. There is a scout, but that's back towards ramp room. And at the moment, everyone has just retreated from his vision. He's got to be so careful. At any one point, he can get peeked from behind, from underneath ladder. Device is here. Xyp9x rotating over as well. And this whole walk of Stanislav, he has somehow avoided all the danger.
He's so cool about this and has been every single time. I mean, this right now, I think he's one of my favorite players to watch so far in the tournament. Everything he does is just so awesome at the moment. Up there. Ooh, a little bit late, but he's going to get the kill on dupreeh, and that does open up everything. Even pre-firing that Sip, trying to play a game with the scout, but I'm not sure that's going to work out in his favor.
Yeah, but he's only got 52 HP. If any of those had landed, that could have been so crazy and through the floor as well. Stanislav, you could see the tracers through the ground. He is going to get away. Breeze is going to bail him out of a interesting spot, and I'm wondering if Device wants to go for this. It is 3 to 13. You kind of do want to at least probe and test and see if there's a possibility, and having done that, he decides to bail out.
I believe Stallone. Do you know the movie Copland that he did?
No, actually.
You should try and watch that. That's really worth watching.
Okay.
I believe he did that role for free, because people were only offering him like the stereotypical roles, and he wanted to do something that was not that, and he put on like a lot of weight to do it as well. He's basically playing like a slightly fat cop, and it's I don't know. It changed my mind about him a little bit. That's the giggle again, isn't it?
That's Breeze.
That's actually what I would much rather have as my text.
That giggle.
Yeah.
Every time you got a message.
Not bad at all.
Wouldn't mind that. I have to imagine we're going to see just 4 spies out of Astralis every time they just can't save anymore. They're too far behind, quite obviously. 11 rounds down. NRG 2 rounds away from making it to the playoffs of the major.
Yeah, and I mean, you cannot say that it is not deserved. This level of play is really, I don't know. Yeah, I knew they were good, NRG. That wasn't really the question, but this is certainly catching me off guard. In the best way possible. Yeah, they've been good for a long time, and the question was with Stanislaw and Tarek obviously coming in this year, is that what it's going to take to bring them to the next level? And it looks like, at least from the play that we saw on Train, the play that we saw here on Nuke, that will be the case. That they have reached some new level. How far can they carry it? First things first, close out this series. Setting up for a bit of an execute here. They have all the weapon advantage. Certainly all the momentum heading their way as well. Glaive, we've seen in the past how successful he's been out in the yard here, being aggressive, especially playing around these smokes. I mean, usually it's with a slightly more powerful weapon than a UMP, but still, he does have a bit of a flair for that. He's going to go down to Tarek, though, with a Galil, so shut down. And Magisk also dying down the vents.
Ethan was listening for that drop, I think. Yeah, there's no way he saw him over the smoke. I think he just heard the footsteps, and he was just aiming right at the vent. That is a heads-up play. Nicely done from Ethan. 3 players left, and Ramp Room is lost. Zipnix can't fight for it, and you have Device down here. But just the Deagle would have to be something very special.
Not even going to get a chance, is he? Stan just not interested in any more shenanigans. 24-6.
Yeah, I was going to say, Stan's 24-6 in only 18 rounds.
I mean, yeah. Put his gun on rapid fire, hasn't he?
Does this worry you at all? For Astralis?
Oh, for Astralis. I was going to say...
In terms of like their tournament chances.
I don't know. No, not necessarily. I feel like they put up an amazing fight on Train, really. I think... I mean, I guess the only part that would worry you is normally they're able to recover quite well, and this is their own map pick and everything. So, yeah, maybe a little bit in that sense, but I think they can bounce back from this. I don't think this is one of those things where you have to necessarily extrapolate, too far.
Okay, so don't overreact to how bad this beatdown is.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
But it does kind of prove the point that I actually don't think needed more proving anyway. But that, yeah, it is like a little bit out of the era that we used to see. And I mean, I think it's worse than that even, because it's not just that they've taken maybe a step or two down, but some of the other teams have taken like many steps forward, and
big steps up. Yeah,
that's gonna make it seem even worse in some sense.
Well, the problem too is it's not just like this level of a beatdown. You can't just say some of the individual skill wasn't there. Now that some of the map pools start seeming weak as well, so a lot of vulnerabilities showing for Astralis recently. And oh, that's great from the auto shotgun. It seems to be the place it's most often successful is Ramp Room.
Yeah, sort of like a Bermuda Triangle kind of thing. Like players go just missing.
Players go to Ramp Room against an auto shotgun, and they've never been heard from again.
Exactly. Don't know what's going on. 15-4 around first. That's hard to celebrate, isn't it? I mean, you're not going to be feeling very hyped about that.
No woos coming from the Danish?
No woos. We're not really a wooing people, I think.
You don't strike me as a woo people.
I think most of the European, it's more like it's the heartfelt like nice. That's the classic, isn't it?
Why don't you guys say it in Danish? Have you ever figured that out? Have you ever asked anyone, like any of your teammates, like, what's the Danish word for nice?
We just say nice. Listen, there's only 5 million people. We can't really, we have to borrow from other people's language and stuff like that. So we just do that. Ooh, Zerg to take down Glaive here.
It's through the squeak door as well.
If there had been any celebration, it would have ended soon anyway.
Yeah, it really would have. And that takes a lot of attention, a lot of pressure away from Tarek, who's just quietly snuck down Secret. There is a smoke wall up that can be called by Device and Astralis. And Xyp9x is rotated downstairs, but that really weakens things up top.
That buys them some time here, NRG, to slow it down. Someone is filming NRG, and we're filming them. That's interesting. A little creepy, maybe. But
Yeah, gotta love that.
what if that guy went in his picture folder?
This is going to be an upper hit. Tarek went down Secret. He's pulled Xyp9x away. Good kill from Device. The AWP rings out. Magisk is close up. This is where actually Astralis has two defenders here, Magisk and Dupree. NRG is not committed quite yet, and now Breeze dropping into the vents. There goes Device outside. That's a big kill from Ethan. That's from the squeaky door again. And Astralis is under so much pressure, and it feels like they don't know where the attack is coming from. They're the ones going to look for information, and NRG is the one punishing them for it. And now there's really no way to get to this lower bomb site. Breeze has him cut off. All the long routes are available to him, but that's going to allow the plant to come down, and Breeze is going to get an easy one.
This, on the other hand, is something you really don't see very often, where Astralis are the ones looking confused about exactly what's going on, and some parts of it look like they didn't even know who was defending what. It's a 1-on-4 here. NRG with a fantastic best-of-3 against Astralis. They're going to take them down on the second map. Nuke 16-14, and NRG are going to be in the playoffs here at the StarLadder Berlin Major, and they well deserve it. This was fantastic. I've got to say, I'm so hyped about Stan playing. I mean, the rest of the team too, but his level was amazing for this one.
It really was. If that keeps up, this is going to be a tough team to beat. And perhaps the best I think we've seen NRG look, you know, in terms of their play so far in this series. That is very, very cool. And that's a lot of pressure off. They're top 8 now. They get to just relax for a few days, figure things out, keep playing some CS.
Keep playing exactly this kind of CS. Just don't change anything. Just go back and sleep until you can sleep for like 5 days or whatever, however much it is.
And I'm not sure there's too many people out there who would have thought that NRG would have been the first North American team to qualify for the playoffs. Liquid obviously in a tough spot, dropping to 1-2.
Yeah. No, I mean, that in itself is unexpected. And then facing up against Astralis, you think that's a massive test, but it worked out so well. I mean, like I said, I really want to see the next time they play now. It's exciting.
Yeah, the Stanislaw play, Cirque obviously today was an absolute monster. Nuke, I mean, kind of quiet. It was a quick game, and Stanislaw took a lot of frags, but what, Train, he had 52, 53 kills, something like that, just over 50. Yeah, it was crazy. So really solid play from everyone on the NRG side. And that does surprise me a little bit because I actually expected a little bit more out of Astralis coming into this event. I thought this major would be the one where Astralis proved that they are still, if not, I mean, obviously it would have been tough to prove they're better than Liquid over the course of time, but I thought it would have at least been them saying, we actually still are at least the second best team in the world. Yeah,
and you got a feeling for that a little bit in in one of the game yesterday against G2. You sort of feel like, oh yeah, you can see how they can bounce back. Maybe even on Train after sort of being far behind, but then they kind of sort of fizzled out a little bit. And that's not what we want to see.
Yeah, very little bit. The other thing is Xyp9x had 16 kills. The next closest on his team was 7. Either way, Sue's ready with an interview with probably the very elated NRG team.
Indeed, you are correct. I'm standing here with NRG after an amazing 2-0 over Astralis. Stan, what a journey that this NRG team has shown us. You guys, to complete that 3-0 in one of the hardest ways possible, taking down Liquid and Astralis, ranked 1 and 3 respectively. How satisfying is that?
Kind of speechless, and we're very exhausted after that first game. But yeah, I think all our hard work kind of paid off here. We're just playing great, and I'm super proud of everyone.
You mentioned that game yourself. Train was a roller coaster, to say the least. There were 8 different map points where they could have potentially closed it out, and yet you guys were able to stay strong and see it through to the very end. So break down that chaos.
It's going to be hard to break down the chaos. It's all a blur right now. We had to win with 31 rounds, which I don't think in my career I've ever played a game that long. But towards the end of the game, we were all just losing our minds because it was, like you said, they were just bouncing back and forth between match points. But ever since I joined, these guys have helped me, and I've helped them with staying positive and just staying strong no matter what till the end. So I'm glad that we just closed it out.
Well, that was amazing to see because we saw that carry through to that second map on Nuke, a map that Astralis is known for being monsters on, and yet this was the most one-sided loss that they have ever suffered on it. You know, how much of that do you attribute to that sort of mental exhaustion after that first map versus you and Chet just being prepared for what they had to show?
I can't really speak to how exhausted they were for that match, but we just went outside and took a deep breath and just kind of reset. We forgot about Train. And then we love Nuke, and we just been working really hard in the boot camp on all our maps. So we were happy to play Nuke, and we started CT side and couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, now moving forward, you've already secured top 8, taking down teams like Liquid and Astralis 1 and 3. You know, are there any teams left that worry you at all?
No, we're not scared of anyone.
Woo, you love to hear that. And with that, NRG have secured their spot in the top 8 at the Major.